A 3-goal blitz in the first 19 minutes of the second half wrapped up the points for the Magpies in a 5-2 win over Didcot Town today. And that scoreline means there's been no fewer than 24 goals scored in Wimborne's last 3 games. 3 home games. Cuthberry for goals, I think. With Mark Gamble taking the weekend off to be with his partner who gave birth on Wednesday to their first child, congratulations again. Steve Cuss fielded an unchanged side from the team that did so well at Poole on Wednesday in the Red and Sure Cup. But it was the visitors today, playing in tricky conditions with a gusting wind, who took the lead on 11 minutes when Pablo Haysham made a cutback from the right-hand byline to sweep the ball past Dan Ackerman. The lead lasted only 10 minutes, and it was John Blake who levelled matters for the Magpies. After nice work inside the box, he got on the ball and his cross-come shot took a slight deflection and beat the home keeper Kieran Beasley 1-1. And it could have been 2-1 to the Magpies a couple of minutes later. James Stockwell had some very nice work and then a shot was saved, and then Mickey Hubbard on 24 minutes hit the bar with a cracking free kick from 30 yards. But on 25 minutes, and Steve Cuss will not want to watch this on the video replay, terrible mix-up in the Wimborne defence between Sean Bryan and Dan Ackerman resulted in Pablo Haysham getting his second strike of the match and putting the visitors ahead 2-1. On 28 minutes, on 34 minutes, Mickey Hubbard, who's having a good game, was yellow carded after a tackle. But 2 minutes later, Wimborne were back on terms, and it was Jamie Davidson. A free kick won after really good work from James Stockwell, about 24 yards out. Jamie stepped up to it and hit it through the wall into the net, where it took a slight deflection off the wall, but a cracking strike. So it was 2-2 at half-time, and the feeling was perhaps with Wimborne having the benefit of the gusting wind in the second half, they would be the favourites, and that's the way it turned out. James Stockwell had a chance at the far post with a header on 52 minutes and did ever so well to get to it, but went past the post. And then on 53 minutes, Matt Kemble put the Magpies ahead. And if there was an element of luck about Wimborne's first 2 goals, there certainly wasn't with this one. A corner, Wimborne's 5th of the half to that point, was headed out. Matt Kemble was first to the ball and hit an absolute pile driver from 10 yards into the roof of the net. 3-2 Wimborne. 8 minutes later, it was Billy Maybury who was on the spot to turn the ball in from a Sam Griffin cross. 4-2. And 3 minutes after that, Sean Bryan, atoning for his earlier defensive error, got up beautifully to nod home a Mickey Hubbard free kick. That was it for the scoring, and after that probably Didcot had almost as much possession as Wimborne, but were reduced to long-range shots and never really troubled Dan Ackerman. Aidan Sainsbury came on for Matt Kemble in 75 minutes to make his second debut for the Magpies and looked the cultured player that he is. And then on 89 minutes, Paul Roast came on for John Blake. Man of the match, the sponsors' man of the match today went to Matt Kemble, and it was richly deserved. But there were other players in the mix. James Stockwell, I think, had an excellent game, never stopped working, worked ever so hard. Jamie Davidson for that second goal alone, but showed a lot of the skill that we know he's capable of. And a shout for Mickey Hubbard, who I thought performed heroics in midfield. But really there wasn't a failure in the Wimborne team today. A game spoilt by the wind to a certain extent, but manager Steve Cuss won't worry about that. Wimborne Town 5, Didcot Town 2. Next up for the Magpies, a tricky trip to league leaders next Saturday at Cirencester Town. We hope to see you there. I've got Steve Cuss with me now after today's 5-2 win over Didcot Town. Steve, the lads can't stop scoring at home.
No, just done the match report for the Echo there as well. I think what you're saying, I think it's 4 goals and 4 games and 30 odd goals at Cuthberry, so yeah, it's probably the place to come and see some goals.
Yeah. 1-0 down early on, and then we got it back, and then there was that. I've said on my report you will not want to watch Dave's video recording of their second goal.
No. It was probably the poorest 2 goals that we've conceded all season. You know, they had a throw in for the first goal. They've managed to work it and get beyond us and score. and obviously there was a mix-up for the second goal. So yeah, we're disappointed with that, but I've got to say that the character that the lad's shown, and I think that's probably something that we've developed over a period of time. I think when those things have gone against us before, that we've caved in a little bit, and we didn't. We managed to pull ourselves in at half-time at 2-2, and I thought that was vital, and we regrouped and we changed a couple of little things, and I thought from that point on we dominated the game.
How important was Jamie's equaliser at 2-2?
Yeah, I think it was vital. I thought that half-time break we just needed to regroup, but if we'd have come in 2-1 down, then obviously it would have been a bit of a climb up to get back into the game. So it's vital that we got the equaliser. And I said to the boys, strange as it may seem, it's a 45-minute game now. As poorly as we've played first half, we now just got to go and play for 45 minutes and try and dominate. And I thought we did that with successions of corners that led to the third goal. We dominated and probably deserved it from there on.
3 goals in the first 19 minutes of the second half, but there were other chances as well. Was that a definite policy to just get at them there, or you use the wind? And
yeah, there was 2 things we said at half time. One is we had to get tighter to them and stop them playing. I thought their forwards were good and they got good quality about them, but we showed them too much time and too much space. So we wanted to get tighter, and then when we said we've got to sharpen up and use the ball a lot better, and I thought obviously we did that and scored the 3 goals in 19 minutes, as you say, but our quality improved second half.
Yeah. You brought Aidan Sainsbury on, nice to see him back. They showed a few culture touches.
Yeah, I think that was the bonus really today from that point of view, was in terms of personnel, was having Aidan back. We've probably been a bit short of midfielders, and we're under a little bit of pressure as they threw bodies forward, and in the last 10-15 minutes of the game you can just change your shape, and I may not have been able to do that with the personnel I had. So having Aidan back in the squad, we sat in there with 3 central midfielders, and made us hard to beat and wanted to see the game through. So delighted to have Aidan back. He's a good football player, and I think he'll add something to us.
Yeah. Matt Kemble was named sponsors man of the match, and that was well deserved. Yeah. But everybody, the first thing they've been saying to me today is how well James Stokell worked, how hard he worked, and how well he played today.
I thought the pair of them were excellent today. I think they complemented each other well. James holds the ball up and takes the pressure off the rest of the team by just holding it up and laying little balls off, and then Matt's a willing runner, and he showed his quality today with his finish and setting up other goals as well. So really delighted with both of them, and it could have been either one for man of the match.
Bottom of the league team this week, although probably not well deserved because they've got games in hand. Didcot. Different matter next week away to Cirencester, who, depending on results today, could still be top. They're a tough team. How are we placed for that?
Yeah, we know they've got a good squad, and they've been doing well in the cup competitions as well. So we've looked at the fixtures we've got coming up. We're in a tough little run now, and that's why we felt today was really vital that we got 3 points on the board, and we go into these really tough games now, and they're going to be tough, but we can go there with a bit of confidence. We know we're scoring goals, and if we can just maybe stop conceding 1 or 2, then we believe we can win games home or away.
Yeah, and finally, I didn't notice any knocks today. Everybody fit?
Everybody's fit today, yeah. I don't think there's any problems today. Hopefully another week and we might get George Webb close to being back. Obviously Jason and Scott were on the bench today. They're fit and available now, so we're getting a few bodies back.
Well, that's good news. Thanks for your time, Steve.
Okay, thanks. Cheers.